There's a noise that defines our modern lives. It's not just the sound of traffic or notifications or the endless scroll of social media. It's an internal noise, the frantic voice in your head that whispers, "Go after them, convince them, make them understand, explain yourself one more time. Maybe if you just try harder, they'll see your value." It's the sound of chasing, of begging, of explaining, and it's the sound of your own power leaking away. What if I told you that the most powerful response you can ever have is no response at all? That your silence isn't emptiness, but a fortress. That your stillness isn't inactivity, but a gravitational pull. The ancient Stoics, from the throne of an emperor to the porch of a slave, understood this better than anyone. They knew that the triad of desperation, chasing, begging, and over-explaining, was a direct path to anxiety, resentment, and a loss of self. Today, we are going to dismantle this desperate triad. We're going to explore a different way, a Stoic way. We will learn why you must never chase, never beg, and never explain yourself to those who have already chosen not to value you. And we will learn how, in doing so, your silence becomes your most formidable superpower. To understand this, we have to go back to the core of Stoic philosophy. It all hinges on a single crucial distinction: the dichotomy of control. Epictetus, a man who was born into slavery, opened his Enchiridion with these life-altering words: "Some things are within our power, while others are not. Within our power are opinion, motivation, desire, aversion, and in a word, whatever is of our own doing." Let's sit with that for a moment. You cannot control another person's feelings, actions, or opinions. You cannot make someone love you, respect you, or stay with you. You cannot force someone to understand your intentions or see your worth. When you chase someone who is walking away, what are you trying to control? Their decision to leave. You are pouring your energy into the external, the uncontrollable. When you beg for attention or respect, what are you doing? You are admitting that your value is a currency they meant, not you. You are handing them the keys to your self-esteem. When you endlessly explain your actions, your motives, your worth, you're operating from a place of doubt, not conviction. You are seeking external validation for an internal reality. The Stoics called this placing your prochaisis, your moral character, your will, in servitude to external things. And they warned it was the root of all suffering. Marcus Aurelius, while leading brutal military campaigns on the front lines of the Roman Empire, wrote in his private journal, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Your strength doesn't come from controlling the storm. It comes from finding the unshakable calm within it. And that calm is a form of silence. It's the silence of a mind that has stopped arguing with reality. Let's make this practical. Let's see what this looks like in the wild. First, never chase. Think about a relationship, romantic or platonic, that has run its course. The other person is distant. Their energy is gone. The natural human impulse is to run after them, to send that "hey, haven't heard from you" text, to double down on affection. This is the chase.
But what does chasing communicate? It communicates that you believe you have less value than they do, that they are the prize and you are the pursuer. It inverts the natural order of mutual interest. The Stoic response is to look at the situation with amor fati, the love of fate. This person is leaving. Accept it. Their departure is not a tragedy, it is data. It is making space for someone who aligns with your energy. Your silence, your non-chasing, becomes a powerful message. My peace is more important than your presence. I am a source, not a symptom, and I am complete without you. Now, let's talk about never begging. Begging isn't just on your knees for a relationship. It's begging for respect in a conversation. It's begging for validation from a boss who doesn't see you. It's the desperate need for everyone to like you. When you beg, you enter a transaction from a position of lack. You are saying, I need this from you to feel whole. Seneca, in his letters, wrote extensively about the importance of self-sufficiency. He said, he who is not content with what he has would not be content with what he would like to have. If you have to beg for someone's respect, you will never truly feel respected by them. The act of begging itself taints the reward. So, what do? You embody respect. You act with integrity. You set boundaries. If someone disrespects you, you don't beg them to stop. You quietly and firmly remove your presence. You don't explain the boundary endlessly. You simply enforce it. Your silent action, walking away, disengaging, speaks volumes more than 1,000 pleading words. And finally, never explain. This is a subtle one. We are socially conditioned to explain ourselves, but over-explaining is a symptom of a deep-seated fear, the fear of being misunderstood, judged, or disliked. You explain why you're late. You explain why you bought that car. You explain your life choices to people who weren't involved in making them. Every time you do this, you're asking for a permission slip. Is it okay that I exist in this way? A man who is secure in his own decisions does not feel the need to justify them to every passerby. Marcus Aurelius advised himself, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." Your silent commitment to your own path, without apology or lengthy justification, is a superpower. It conveys an unshakable internal locus of control. People will sense this certainty. They may not even understand it, but they will respect it. Let your actions, your results, and your consistent character be the only explanation required. This all sounds great in theory, right? But how do you actually do this when every fiber of your being is screaming to text, to plead, to justify? It's a muscle. And like any muscle, it needs to be trained. Here is your practical training regimen. Step 1, the pause. Before you send that text, make that call, or launch into that explanation, I want you to institute a mandatory 24-hour pause. Just 24 hours. In that time, you do nothing. You sit with the discomfort. You feel the anxiety, the urge to control. And you ask yourself this Stoic question: is this within my control? If the answer is no, and it almost always is, you have your answer. The action is not aligned with wisdom. The pause Create space for your rational mind to override your emotional desperation. Step 2. Reframe your value. You must internalize this truth. Your value is not determined by the people who reject it. A diamond does not lose its value if someone calls it a rock. Its value is intrinsic. Your worth, your integrity, your work ethic, your capacity for kindness is intrinsic. Write down your core values. What do you stand for? When you feel the urge to beg, look at that list. You are begging for scraps from someone who doesn't see the feast you already are.
Step 3. Energize your inner citadel. Marcus Aurelius spoke of the inner citadel, a fortress within your mind that cannot be breached by external events. How do you build it? Morning meditation. Spend 5 minutes each morning anticipating the day's challenges. Who might disrespect you? Who might leave? Premeditate on your Stoic response. Calm acceptance. Evening review. At night, review your day. Where did you succeed in not chasing, begging, or explaining? Where did you fail? Learn without self-judgment. This daily practice fortifies you. It makes silence your default, not your last resort. Step 4. Let actions speak. Replace explaining with doing. Don't tell people you're reliable. Be reliable. Don't explain your ambitions, show them your progress. Don't beg for a second chance, live in such a way that you don't need one. Your focused, silent action toward your goals creates a narrative more compelling than any words could. Step 5. Embrace voluntary discomfort. This is a powerful Stoic exercise. Periodically, choose to be silent. Choose to be misunderstood. Skip the explanation. Feel the temporary discomfort and realize that you survive it. You realize that the world does not end when someone has the wrong idea about you. This builds an incredible immunity to the opinions of others. The silence we're talking about is not the silence of anger, of punishment, or of weakness. It is not the cold shoulder. That is just noise in a different form. The Stoic silence we've explored is the silence of the deep ocean. It is calm, vast, and unshakable by the storms on the surface. It is the silence of self-possession, the silence that says, I am so complete in myself that your absence is noted, but not catastrophic. Your disrespect is observed, but not absorbed. Your misunderstanding is your problem, not mine. When you stop chasing, you announce that you are not an option, but a priority. When you stop begging, you declare that your respect for yourself is non-negotiable. When you stop explaining, you demonstrate that your truth does not require a committee's approval. This is how your silence becomes a superpower. It's a magnetic force. It draws people and opportunities that are aligned with your authentic, self-validated energy. It repels the drama, the desperation, and the energy vampires. You will find that people will start to lean in to hear what you're not saying. They will work harder for your approval. They will value your presence more because they sense it cannot be bought with attention or lost with criticism. You become like the ancient Stoics, an unmoved mover in a chaotic world. You wield the power of perception, the power of action, and the ultimate power of letting go. It begins with a single, simple, but profoundly difficult choice: to close the mouth and to open the mind, to still the hands and to fortify the heart. The noise of the world will continue, but you can choose to be the silence within it.